Hello, welcome to another video on this channel. In this video, we will support responsive for our profile card, which I have a video on my channel. So we created that using TailwindCSS, and we'll be using classes from that library to make our profile card responsive. So here I have opened VS Code with the profile card project, and I'm going to right click on this and then open with live server. And as of now, the profile card looks like this. So let us see how it behaves on different screen sizes. So I'm going to go to Chrome Developer Tools by clicking on this menu item, More Tools and Developer Tools. You can enable the responsive view by clicking on this toolbar menu, and then you can target different devices by clicking on this drop down and selecting any one of the options, or else you can keep it responsive. Then you will have this menu and you can change the different types of resolutions. So by default it is selected for mobile small, and as we can see, our card is not looking good on this screen size. If I go to mobile medium and mobile large, it's the same. And on tablet, even though the card is fine, but the image is kind of distorted and it's not a perfect circle. Even on the laptop, the image doesn't look good, but once I go to large laptop, then the card looks good, and on 4K also it looks good. So here we can implement couple of things. Make it support for mobile and tablet devices. Make sure the image is not distorted on different sizes, and also we can look at making the width of the card to say 1/3 or half of the total screen width. I have repositioned my VS Code and browser, and I have opened the developer tools, and I'm on the responsive option and currently on mobile small. So let's look at the code, go through the tags one by one and see what all classes will we add or remove. So looking at the first div, we have a padding of 10, so I'm going to remove that. And then coming to the next class, we have W full and a padding of 32 on the horizontal and a padding of 32 on top and a 48 on bottom. So for now, let's remove all of these classes. Okay, and then we have the button. Let's leave that for now. And then we have the div which has the image. So for this, let's reduce the size to something like 32. Okay, let's remove the background. Okay, and then I think all the text looks fine, but we might have to revisit it later. Okay, so coming to this div container that has the image and the text, as of now its direction is flex row, so let's make it flex call. Okay, and then let's make it center aligned. So okay, so we have the image in the center. Let's add the same center line to the text container as well. Okay, and then let's add text center to this. Okay, good. And so what we can do is we can make this button to be at the bottom for small screen sizes, and then we can enable it at the top for larger screens. So what we can do is add a class called hidden, which will hide the entire container, and then we can add it at the bottom. Okay, and instead of justify end we can say justify center. Okay, so it will be on the center, and then to give it padding I can add padding 10. Okay, and let's add a padding as well to the entire container. So I will say padding 2. Okay, and padding top will be 10. Okay, and just to show that it's a card, we can add a margin of 2. So on the top, left, right and bottom, and maybe we can change the background to a more darker color, something like blue 600. Okay, so with this we see that the text here it's like overlapping. So I want this to be on a separate line. So what we can do is add a div tag. Okay, and maybe we can make this 103 in a span tag and add a class of, I think it is font bold. Yep, we'll do the same thing for the other number as well. So let me format the document. Okay, let's do the same thing to the number 3 as well. Okay, so the other thing we can do is add a light gray color to the text instead of the black color. So I can say text gray 400. I think that's too light. Okay, let's try 700. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so let's try reducing the size of this text from 5XL to say 2XL. Okay, with this I found the issue here. So we have a margin right of 10. We'll have to remove this. Okay, now it's like center aligned. I guess we can have it as 4XL and reduce this. And we can add a padding of 6 on the horizontal direction, on the vertical direction. Okay, so this is looking good for the mobile view. So if we go on to mobile medium and then mobile large, the output looks good. If you look at the tablet, I think instead of this view we can have the earlier view that we had. So for that, what we can do is we can say md colon hidden. So this bottom button will be hidden, and we can enable the top button by adding md prefixes. Okay, and similarly we added flex call by default. For medium devices we can add flex row. Okay, and we can add a padding to this for medium devices. So padding X, say around 12, and this is item center, so we can say items start. Okay, text center here. Similarly, text left for medium devices. Okay. And then here we see that the two divs are block elements, so we can add a class called okay. So for this, let's go to TailwindCSS and search for display. So we do have the inline class here. Okay, so looks like instead of adding it to the main container, we will have to add it to the individual elements. So class equals md colon inline block. Okay, so now this is aligned inline. Okay, so when we looked at this main container, we added a padding of 2. So for medium devices and above, let's add a padding of 8. Let's increase a bit. Okay, this looks good. So now let's verify it on all sizes once again. So mobile view looks good, tablet view looks good, laptop looks good, but I guess we'll have to increase the size of the image. So we can say md colon say 48. We can also give it a class of object cover. And then let's look at the tablet view. Here we are still getting the oval shape. So one solution to avoid these oval shapes in the flex layout is to use flex shrink. So if I give a class of flex shrink 0, so now you can see the image will not shrink and it will always be a circle. So we can verify this by going to laptop and the other screen sizes. So it works for all the screen sizes. So the one last thing we can see is, so for large devices, instead of having the full width, we can say width is 2 by 4. So I guess for large devices 2 by 4 doesn't work. Okay, 3 by 4 works. And then say for extra large devices we can make it 2 by 4. So if I go to laptop large, then also it is 3 by 4. Okay, sorry, it has to be W dash. Okay, so here it occupies 50% space. So let's make the browser full width and let us go through all the sizes. So mobile small, mobile medium, mobile large, and then on tablet view, and then laptop view. So large laptop, it occupies half the space, and even on 4K it occupies half the space. So with this we have achieved responsive design for the profile card. I have a GitHub repo for this, and I'll be pushing my code to this repo, so you can have a look at that. So as of now we have the starter branch, which is a base branch which has Tailwind and a basic HTML file, and then on the basic branch we have the entry level features implemented, and then I'll have a responsive branch where I'll push the changes that we currently did. If you like the content, please subscribe to the channel, leave a like and a comment. Thank you.